You know, they come out and say, oh, guess what? It's bad weather season. It's hurricane season. You know, you got to be ready. And the worst part about an emergency is, you know, you can probably deal with no air conditioning and maybe no electricity, but boy, everybody gets grumpy when there isn't any food in the house. And that's really where the Wise Company has just really done a tremendous job of providing that reassurance, that feeling of comfort, knowing that if I lose electricity, or even for going camping, or even if we want a little extra snack very affordably, the Wise Company does that for you. What we have is a 1-month emergency supply food kit. Tonight we have 5 flex pays for right now, just this hour only. This is constantly sold out, and it's always been a customer pick, and right now there are 103 reviews making this an absolute favorite. So what is it? How does it work? Well, look who's here to talk about it. Hi, darling.
Hi,
welcome.
Good evening. How are you?
Back.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
You too. Well, this is something that I'm really passionate about, but it's something I hope you never have to use, actually.
That's true.
It's a product that I sell that I think, well, hopefully you won't need it, because here's the thing. This is an emergency preparedness kit. Maybe it's something that's been on your list or in the back of your mind for your family where you thought, well, I do need to get a kit together. You know, maybe you're not somebody that's prepping for doomsday, but you know at the end of the day, you want that insurance or that assurance, both, when there's an emergency that your family's gonna have food. Great point. You could live without electricity. You could probably deal without, you know, a couple of the, you know, the finer things in life, but food is something we need. But this isn't just food. This is gourmet food. Now, Wise is absolutely the #1 in providing tasty and, you know, amazing meals that are freeze-dried, and they're tasty. You know, when you think about that kind of food, you don't think of gourmet food. So you can actually see right there some of the things you're getting. Things like crunchy granola, chicken flavored noodle soup, tomato basil soup, creamy pasta and vegetable rotini, Southwest rice and beans, savory stroganoff, barbecue beans, rice pilaf, potatoes and chicken flavored pot pie. You're getting whey milk and an orange drink. These are absolutely gourmet emergency meals. This is why people go to Wise, because here's what we're giving you. 25 years. I don't know any other emergency preparedness food that gives you 25 years. Maybe all you have to do is store it in a cool, dry location, which means under the bed. Maybe it's in your pantry. Wise is all packaged in a modified environment, and Wise actually employs chefs that basically come up with recipes that taste good when they're rehydrated or when they're freeze-dried. Now, all you have to do is add water. So I could have added water right into the pouch, okay? Or if I'm at home in an emergency and I do have water in the availability of a pot, I can add it right to a pot. Now, we're using warm water here because it happens faster with warm water. But it does not have to be warm water, because what happens in an emergency? Sometimes we don't have access to warm water. So you just rehydrated it, reconstitute it. What it does is it brings back the flavors of the real food. This isn't food with a bunch of junk added. Here's what it is. It's real rice with real spices, with real seasoning. This is a rice dish that might rival any dish that you would serve at home on a regular day, not on an emergency day. This could also be for anybody in your family that likes to hike, that likes to camp, that likes to fish, that likes to hunt. Anybody that's an outdoorsman is absolutely going to love you for giving them this kit. Here's why. It's flavorful, but you're talking less than $1 per meal. 74 cents exactly per meal.
You know what's thing about Kelly too is my son's going off to college, right? And I thought, seriously, I thought if you don't have a big food budget,
sure,
this is 74 cents
a meal.
A meal.
It's unbelievable.
So it is actually less expensive than going out and buying and trying to make, way less expensive than trying to make all this stuff. And here's what will shock you. The food is great.
It's great.
It is. When I first did this whole presentation, I was looking at it going, and I'll eat, of course I'll eat. But they said, oh, eat anything you want. And I'm thinking, well, it's, you know, it's emergency food.
And
I thought it was going to be like the, sorry Army, but the Army rations. My husband used to have to eat Army rations.
Yeah, my husband asked me that. Are they MREs? Or
yeah, MREs. Yeah, MREs.
Said,
yeah, and I thought, oh gosh, this is going to be awful. They're excellent tasting. That's the big difference. And like you said, if you camp, you know what a lot of people have done? They got this, and then they had a little bump in the road with their employment, or something kind of happened. And it does. You might have an economic crisis, and you go, oh my gosh, we've got a month's supply in here. You know, we've got a lot of really hearty, tasty, delicious meals. And that's why I think people have consistently come back, and we hope you never have to use it, but if you have to, there is really a sense of security knowing in an emergency, when everything's hitting the fan, the last thing you want to worry about is how are we going to eat? You don't want hungry bellies. You want a really good hearty meal, and this is going to give it to you. And what I also love is all you need is water to make it happen. It doesn't even have to be hot water.
It doesn't have to be hot water. Oh, and speaking of water, look at what comes included.
This is so smart.
Is our bottle. Now, if you were to just price out one of these water filtration bottles, which I did right before I came on air, they're between $30 and $50.
Yes, they are.
Just for the filtration bottle alone. This comes with your kit. Well, what is this, you might be asking? If your water system or your water supply is compromised in an emergency, which oftentimes it is, you can fill this with rainwater. Any water that you have access to. Maybe it's, you know, water from a lake or something behind your home. In fact, one of the staff members here took potting soil and filled it in here and then added some water, and she said it came out clean.
Wow.
And that is how amazing this bottle is. This comes included. So if somewhere on your list was get emergency kit for my family, now you don't have to go picking parts and pieces together of, oh, well, I need this.
And they all say water filtration.
Yeah,
if you go any emergency list, they always say make sure you have a water purification or filtration system available if you're in an emergency. That's actually included beyond the 1 month of supplies as well.
Well, you're getting 112 meals. You get to eat. This is our Southwest rice and beans, which by the way rivals my Southwest rice and beans that I make at home that takes me like an hour to prepare. And you can do this by just adding water. Wise actually employs chefs whose job it is to figure out what meals taste good, freeze-dried and dehydrated. They use both processes because some things are better freeze-dried, some things are better dehydrated. You can actually see the factory there. Everything is packaged in Mylar pouches, which means it's safe for 25 years.
Let me explain something too. We have 5 flex pays for tonight only. You have about 15 minutes to take advantage of the 5 flex and get this at home. We also are offering free shipping tonight on this. It is not a small little box, so it's great to have the free shipping. And truly, if you're in doubt, read the reviews. But beyond that, get it at home and test it. Try it. Well, if you don't love it, send it back.
And here's what I encourage you to do, because you might be thinking, well, you know, I'm not supposed to use it. Use it. Get out one of the pouches, eat it, because they're amazing, and then save the rest. Because here it comes with, you know, with the box. All you have to do is find a cool, dry location, like maybe it's in the top of your pantry, under a guest room bed, wherever you want to store it. And 25 years later, this will be good for your family. So hopefully, it's hurricane season starting a couple of days ago here. You used to think of hurricanes as just the southeastern problem. Now we've got hurricanes running up the entire coast, ravaging cities in the northeast. We're talking earthquakes, fires. It's always tornado season. I grew up in the Midwest. We were always having a tornado warning. Earthquake, fire, you know, coming up. We're going to have, you know, ice storms and everything else. At the end of the day, unfortunately, what do you see in the news stories when you have an emergency? They always take a news camera into a grocery store, and the grocery store shelves are bare, and people are without food, and people are wondering where they're going to get their drinking water, where are they going to get their food. Well, now we're giving you both fresh drinking water because we're giving you the filtration bottle, and we're giving you food. Now, this is food enough for a family of 4 for a full week.
That's great.
Or a 1 person for 30 days. And you can see right there is exactly everything that's coming included. Some of the items like tomato basil soup, creamy pasta and vegetable rotini, Southwest rice and beans, savory stroganoff, rice pilaf. These are meals that you might have on your list of things to make on an average week, okay, that would take you hours to do. But here's the thing, in an emergency situation, we're frightened, we're scared, you don't want to be eating, you know, hot dogs. Example, my husband was in Hurricane Andrew, which was down in Miami, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that. The roof of his home blew off. He had to walk to the Red Cross station, which they were serving hot dogs, for 7 days. He walked and ate hot dogs for 7 days. But the thing is, in that type of a situation, he was leaving his home. Well, what was happening during that hurricane? Looters, because people were leaving their homes trying to find drinking water. So I'm not trying to freak anybody out. You know what can happen in an emergency. We've all been there. Now you can give yourself that insurance. We buy homeowners insurance. We buy car insurance. Why not buy, it's a little bit of food insurance, you know, for your family. It's more like peace of mind insurance.
It really is. It really is.
Because at the end of the day, if you're the provider of your family, whether you're male or female, you know who you are. Maybe I'm talking to you. There's always somebody in the home that's really like responsible for providing safety. And maybe that's you. This needs to be on your to-do list of things to have in your home.
And Kelly, let me tell everybody as well, we also have extras. Now again, you've got a complete system here. In fact, I love it. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You even get an orange 80 thing. You also get, I love this, because you get the whey milk.
Two pitchers of
again,
that.
2 pitchers of the whey milk for your cereals and your granolas. But we also have available additional kits that a lot of people like to add to it. We have the flavored meats protein kit with the rice. We have the fruits and sauces kit as well, and we have the freeze-dried vegetable and sauces kit. And by the way, the fruit and sauces kit is so stinking good. It's awesome.
And it comes with desserts.
So we have meat protein kit with rice, fruit and sauces kit, and freeze-dried vegetables and sauces kit. And I have 300 of each of the accessory kits available.
The freeze-dried fruit is now a health snack. If you go into any of those expensive hoity-toity health food stores, they're selling freeze-dried fruit for 5 times the price that Wise is giving it to you for. So at the end of the day, you're getting gourmet meals that aren't just, you know, like I was telling our makeup artist earlier today, she said, oh, are these going to be like packed with sodium and a bunch of chemicals to keep them preserved? Not with Wise.
Wow.
They are packaged in Mylar pouches, which are completely safe for 25 years when you store it in a cool, dry location. 25 years. I don't know of any other emergency preparedness food that you're going to have access to in 25 years. You certainly don't want to open a 25-year-old can of green beans.
Right.
You know, if you are somebody that has that emergency, you know, preparedness type of mentality, a lot of people do, they're all over this. Maybe you just have somebody in your home that likes to hike, camp, hunt. My husband and I travel all over the state hiking. This is a lifesaver for us because all we have to do is bring these little pouches and our water bottle, and you can see right there, all you do is pour water right into the pouch.
They're actually mixing in the pouch.
You use the pouch, especially if you're hiking.
You don't even need a bowl.
You don't need a bowl. You really don't need anything except some water, and we're even giving you the ability to filter your water. At the end of the day, if you priced out just the water filtration bottle,
that's very true.
$30 to $50. I've even seen more. You're talking, this is serious business because this is expensive, you know, technology. It comes included in your kit. So if you are somebody that really just on your list, I know a lot of people, they're like, man, on my list of things to do in life, we all have those lists, is to get an emergency kit. And by the time the emergency rolls around, you're kicking yourself because you haven't done it. Thankfully, we've got a better price than anything you've seen on television with Wise because, you know, Wise is very famous for this. It's not like you can only find them here, but you can find the best deal here.
Right, exactly.
And you absolutely can. And you get different flavors, and all of the meals are gourmet meals.
They taste great. And usually you're like, oh yeah, ready-to-eat meals, not so good. These are really delicious. It will shock you. We'll read a couple of reviews, and I just want to remind you before I do that, 5 flex pay tonight only. So that's a big deal. We have, what, about I don't know, about 10 minutes before we're going to launch our Mission Today's special, about 6 minutes. So if you want to take advantage of the 5 Flex, do it now. Also, we are shipping this for free, which is pretty handy. Here we go. This is Dana. She said, we just had an earthquake a couple of hours away from my home 2 days ago in Northern California. It really made me aware of how fortunate I was to buy the 1-month emergency food kit. I am so glad I ordered it. You just don't know when or where the next earthquake will hit. Oh, isn't that the truth? And then also we have Amber said, I was thrilled to see these on HSN. I ordered a few to add to my emergency supplies and feel really good about the quality. I priced them at other outlets and realized what a good deal I'd gotten. Thanks, HSN. Absolutely, we're happy to do it.
Well, you're talking 75 cents per meal. Now, this is
my favorite.
This is the most beautiful decadent dessert. This one comes included with the extra fruit kit. If you are thinking of getting one of the extra kits, kits, I'd go for the fruit because it comes with dessert.
So
there's
good.
nothing like being in an emergency, being freaked out and going, would somebody like some vanilla pudding? Because it's tasty.
So good.
It's fluffy, it's light. That is why Wise is the #1 leader in this industry, because they employ chefs that actually create recipes that taste good rehydrated. Some things they use are dehydrated and some things are freeze-dried. Not everything, not everything is good one way and not everything is good another way. Certain things are better preserved different ways, and they have the ability to do that because they have chefs working on it. So we're talking, this is our fruit packet here. We've got the strawberries, the pineapple, the banana, and I believe those are apricots, and it includes the dessert. So some of these, and if you're somebody that, if you've got somebody in your family that is like a meat and potato guy, get the protein kit.
Yeah, add the protein kit.
Yeah, because you can get the chicken and the meat and the sauce, like the mushroom sauce and the cheese sauce. So that's a really good one to have as well, or the vegetable kit.
And then we have the veggie kit.
Yeah, and these are all really great. And at the end of the day, freeze-dried fruits and vegetables, I'm not kidding you. I went and got a package of freeze-dried corn because I was like, this is a novelty. This a couple years ago. I paid like $12 just for the little bag. And now we're talking pennies on the dollar, because now it's like a health food, the freeze-dried, food. So, and you know what I'm talking about. If you have somebody in your family that hunts or fishes or hikes or camps, or anybody that's an outdoorsman, you know what we're talking about. You've seen this type of thing, and it's outrageous.
It's very expensive.
It's very expensive, and it doesn't taste nice.
Well, also, you're talking about camping, too. A lot of campers and boat. We have a boat, and we're going to stay overnight on it. Small space.
Yeah,
who wants to bring on tons of groceries into a camper? You grab the box and take it in, and literally, you can feed 4 for a week out of one box.
One of the boxes.
So that's a whole vacation. Everybody's eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, come on. And you're doing it at, what was it, 74 cents
a meal.
A meal.
And this is a discounted price tonight. Typically, this is about a $100 bill, for this, and it's a great deal. But now you're getting 112 meals, and you're getting that for this price. So I did the math, and it's about 74 cents per meal. All it is just add water. So you can see right during the course of this presentation, I have prepared 4 different meals. The rice pilaf is done, actually. Check this out. Now, we've used a little bit of warm water, only because we're here and we can, and it goes faster. But at home, look at this rice. Look at that rice. That looks like rice made in a rice cooker. All I did was add water. It has real spices, real seasoning. Look at the green. Look at our beautiful chives. And you actually can taste the salt and the pepper. And it has real seasoned food. I mean, you're not talking... This is something like I was saying, the rice and beans. It actually tastes like my rice and beans that I do at home for taco night. And it's actually, all I have to do is just add water.
And what's this one?
This one is our stroganoff.
Oh, my God.
So we have it right down here.
There you go, little beef stroganoff.
Yeah, you could do the beef stroganoff, and then this was our tomato basil soup.
Here, wait, show them that, too.
So we have the tomato basil soup.
And again, you see the chunky vegetables
All we did was just add water.
Like, there's veggies in there, too.
Real pasta, real veggies, real spices, real...